MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 01. As the parent of a gifted child, you need to be aware of a certain common parent trap. Of course you are a proud parent, and you should be. While it is very easy to talk non-stop about your little genius and his or her remarkable behavior, this can be very stressful on your child. It is extremely important to limit your bragging behavior to your very close friends, or your parents. Gifted children feel pressured when their parents show them off too much. This behavior creates expectations that they may not be able to live up to, and also creates a false sense of self for your child. You want your child to be who they are, not who they seem to be as defined by their incredible achievements. If not, you could end up with a driven perfectionist child or perhaps a dropout, or worse. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 02. Having a messy room can add up to negative feelings and destructive thinking. Psychologists say that having a disorderly room can indicate a disorganized mental state. One of the professional tidying experts says that the moment you start cleaning your room, you also start changing your life and gaining new perspective. When you clean your surroundings, positive and good atmosphere follows. You can do more things efficiently and neatly. So, clean up your closets, organize your drawers, and arrange your things first, then peace of mind will follow. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 03. Unfortunately, many people don't take personal responsibility for their own growth. Instead, they simply run the race laid out for them. They do well enough in school to keep advancing. Maybe they manage to get a good job at a well-run company. But so many think and act as if their learning journey ends with college. They have checked all the boxes in the life that was laid out for them and now lack a roadmap describing the right ways to move forward and continue to grow. In truth, that's when the journey really begins. When school is finished, your growth becomes voluntary. Like healthy eating habits or a regular exercise program, you need to commit to it and devote thought, time, and energy to it. Otherwise, it simply won't happen and your life and career are likely to stop progressing as a result. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 04. We are always teaching our children something by our words and our actions. They learn from seeing. They learn from hearing and from overhearing. Children share the values of their parents about the most important things in life. Our priorities and principles and our examples of good behavior can teach our children to take the high road when other roads look tempting. Remember that children do not learn the values that make up strong character simply by being told about them. They learn by seeing the people around them act on and uphold those values in their daily lives. Therefore, show your child good examples of life by your action. In our daily lives, we can show our children that we respect others. We can show them our compassion and concern when others are suffering, and our own self-discipline, courage, and honesty as we make difficult decisions. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 05. Research shows that people who work have two calendars, one for work and one for their personal lives. Although it may seem sensible, having two separate calendars for work and personal life can lead to distractions. To check if something is missing, you will find yourself checking your to-do lists multiple times. Instead, organize all of your tasks in one place. It doesn't matter if you use digital or paper media. It's okay to keep your professional and personal tasks in one place. This will give you a good idea of how time is divided between work and home. This will allow you to make informed decisions about which tasks are most important. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 06. It is difficult for any of us to maintain a constant level of attention throughout our working day. We all have body rhythms characterized by peaks and valleys of energy and alertness. You will achieve more, and feel confident as a benefit, if you schedule your most demanding tasks at times when you are best able to cope with them. If you haven't thought about energy peaks before, take a few days to observe yourself. Try to note the times when you are at your best. We are all different. For some, the peak will come first thing in the morning, but for others it may take a while to warm up. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 07. You already have a business and you're about to launch your blog so that you can sell your product. Unfortunately, here is where a business mind can be a bad thing. Most people believe that to have a successful business blog promoting a product, they have to stay strictly on the topic. If all you're doing is shamelessly promoting your product, then who is going to want to read the latest thing you're writing about? Instead, you need to give some useful or entertaining information away for free so that people have a reason to keep coming back. Only by doing this can you create an interested audience that you will then be able to sell to. So, the best way to be successful with a business blog is to write about things that your audience will be interested in. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 08. Experts on writing say, get rid of as many words as possible. Each word must do something important. If it doesn't, get rid of it. Well, this doesn't work for speaking. It takes more words to introduce, express, and adequately elaborate an idea in speech than it takes in writing. Why is this so? While the reader can reread, the listener cannot rehear. Speakers do not come equipped with a replay button. Because listeners are easily distracted, they will miss many pieces of what a speaker says. If they miss the crucial sentence, they may never catch up. This makes it necessary for speakers to talk longer about their points, using more words on them than would be used to express the same idea in writing. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 09. Meetings encourage creative thinking and can give you ideas that you may never have thought of on your own. However, on average, meeting participants consider about 1/3 of meeting time to be unproductive. 3.1. But you can make your meetings more productive and more useful by preparing well in advance. You should create a list of items to be discussed and share your list with other participants before a meeting. It allows them to know what to expect in your meeting and prepare to participate. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 10. When I was in the Army, my instructors would show up in my barracks room, and the first thing they would inspect was our bed. It was a simple task, but every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, but the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride and it will encourage you to do another task and another. By the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. If you can't do little things right, you will never do the big things right. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 11. Some experts estimate that as much as half of what we communicate is done through the way we move our bodies. Paying attention to the nonverbal messages you send can make a significant difference in your relationship with students. In general, most students are often closely tuned into their teacher's body language. For example, When your students first enter the classroom, their initial action is to look for their teacher. Think about how encouraging and empowering it is for a student when that teacher has a friendly greeting and a welcoming smile. Smiling at students to let them know that you are glad to see them does not require a great deal of time or effort, but it can make a significant difference in the classroom climate right from the start of class. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 3 Number 12. As you set about to write, it is worth reminding yourself that while you ought to have a point of view, you should avoid telling your readers what to think. Try to hang a question mark over it all. This way you allow your readers to think for themselves about the points and arguments you're making. As a result, they will feel more involved, finding themselves just as committed to the arguments you've made and the insights you've exposed as you are. You will have written an essay that not only avoids passivity in the reader, but is interesting and gets people to think. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 1, 2025, Unit 4 Number Analysis. The soil of a farm field is forced to be the perfect environment for monoculture growth. This is achieved by adding nutrients in the form of fertilizer and water by way of irrigation. During the last 50 years, engineers and crop scientists have helped farmers become much more efficient at supplying exactly the right amount of both. 50. World usage of fertilizer has tripled since 1969, and the global capacity for irrigation has almost doubled. We are feeding and watering our fields more than ever, and our crops are loving it. 1969. Unfortunately, these luxurious conditions have also excited the attention of certain agricultural undesirables. Because farm fields are loaded with nutrients and water relative to the natural land that surrounds them, they are desired as luxury real estate by every random weed in the area. MTC. Good